Hey, what's up? Dean Sear Performance. We're at the shop. And we got rotaries. Oh, he ain't coming by this way. But we have Mike's 2017 Corvette Grand Sport. And it is probably the cleanest Corvette for being 7-ish years old. It was produced August of 16, so I mean 7.5 years old. Car is absolutely immaculate. There's like not even rock chips in the front end. But he got a hold of me and wants to do the AFM delete. Sorry, I got like severe issues here, but these are supposed to be stabbed into something. So it leads me to believe somebody has monkeyed around. Could be wrong, but I believe I could fly. Yeah, you can see that side. They're pointing down. I don't know. Not sure. Rotary coming. But on the Corvettes, it's a bit of a task. Hoy vey. Oh, it's not even it's a slingshot. It's a bit of a task on these. You have a lot of room. You actually have a lot of room. Once you get the airbox out, there's a ton of room there. But you have to move the rack to get the crank pulley off, unfortunately. People with a lot of different theories and opinions and all that stuff on how to do it. I personally do not like jacking the motor up. It has a torque tube that runs front to back, and to me, I would rather not stress the torque tube. So I'll move the rack, even if I have to take the rack out, which I may have to do. This is that electric assisted rack, so I may actually have to take the rack out of it. I did on Jeremy's car. I had to physically pull the rack out of it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that was how I got his motor out and in. Car's immaculate though. But we got a hold of Chris over at Tick and told him what we're doing. He drives the car, doesn't want, a big fat cam in it. It is a 7-speed manual car. He just wants the AFM gone so he doesn't ever have an issue with it. I don't know how many miles are on the car. I don't believe it has a lot of miles. Probably very low miles, I would say. I mean, the interior is spotless on this car. I don't even want to open it. I'm afraid to whack the lift or something. 9,000 miles on the car. So it's a brand new car, essentially. Yep, didn't even shut the door because I'm too scared. There we go. But I got some plastic roll there. I'm gonna saran wrap the whole car, seal it off. But Chris sent us over everything we need to do this. So we got brand new GM multi-layer head gaskets. Part number 126888943. Same part number for both heads. So we got those in the box. Then we got Tick springs. We got their fancy dual spring kit, and it has the DoD plugs. Has fuel pump shims, locks, seals, retainers, seats. Everything is in here to do it. The fuel pump shim stuff, or these are valve shims. Sorry. This might not have the fuel pump shim because we didn't do a big cam. Might not have the fuel pump shim. But yes, you have to measure your push rods. Pain in the butt. But then whole pile of stuff in here. Head bolts, head bolts, head bolts. Another head bolt. These are all GM head bolts, so just factory replacement head bolts. New GM buckets, I did order the push rods in hopes that these will be the right size. 7,850, 80 thousandths wall, 7,850. I don't think that's right. Maybe it's right. Thought they were two different sizes. Maybe not though. The cam, it is a stage 1. I think it's like their street heat stage 1. So it's and I'll obviously give this to the owner. Okay, come on. It's cold here in Florida, tell you what. So intake is 604, exhaust 595. It's got 219, 227 at 50 thousandths duration. I thought I saw, yeah, lobe separation of 115.1. I don't know if that's +5. I can't remember, but not a big cam, and it has 38% fuel pump load. So it's a 38% increased fuel pump load that helps the high pressure pump. Don't know nothing about that stuff. So we got the cam, and then we've got, I think these are the Morale drop-in lifters on this one. I used these on the Silverado and they work good. So fingers crossed that we don't need to do nothing funny with valve springs and push rods and all that stuff. Texas Speed front cover. They do order the Texas Speed front cover. But it has all the sensor locations for it. ARP cam bolts. And then this is, I believe, a Texas Speed billet timing gear. 4X timing gear, and it has the built-in like thrust washer to it. So we're good there. Everything should be here. So I am going to start by basically just start pulling everything off the car. I'm going to put all this stuff back in the box, get it off the bench. I just wanted to go through, kind of double check I had everything. You know, the day I start working on the car, it's a smart thing to do. But I'm going to start plucking everything off the car, getting it laid out, and go from there. I got to find, I'm going to have to put a spot somewhere back, probably on that engine stand. I'll probably use the engine stand kind of as a little table. I'll put a piece of plywood or something. I'll find something I will put on here, and I will set all the parts and pieces on here because I'm going to need the bench to do the heads. He also brought AMSOIL, new filter. He only runs AMSOIL in it. I mean, we're on like maybe the second oil change, but 530 AMSOIL. There's a lot of it here. Yeah, these aren't. There's 3 gallons of it here. Then he also brought these. Not exactly sure. I think these are like the cat deletes. But they have like a small resonator. Yeah, they have a built-in high flow cap. That's what it is. It's a built-in high flow cap. So he brought these up. They don't look bad. I don't know where he got them. I have no idea. It was on now. Yeah, no. Oh, there we go. Of course, on the side. Over your vehicle, Extreme Online Store. Extreme Online Store? Not sure. Yeah, Extreme Online Store. So, I'm not sure, but hopefully they work. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean off the bench, put it all back in the box, start tearing into this thing. So start taking the plastic out, get everything off the bench, and I realized I didn't even really do a sound clip of the car. So I am going to set the phone up somehow, some way, that I can record kind of a sound clip, maybe on this here transmission stands. Look at that, perfect. So the car is at about 175 degrees. He just drove it here. I just pulled it in. So I will try to remember that because it didn't do the cold start. But hopefully that comes across good. We'll just see. All right, so yep, that's up in the air. Actually has these built-in pucks that are all jacking points. So being that the feet would never get there other than that side, which, yeah, the car's technically, I guess, backwards on the lift, but I put a bar under each side that keeps it from touching the side skirt everywhere, gives it nice clearance. Car's up in the air though. I got the rack and pinion out, which actually isn't that bad. Just a process to get it out, but it's not that bad. I got the down pipes, mid pipes, cap pipes, whatever you want to call them, off. That one there is a nightmare, and that's the same on both sides. So you have to start with like a breaker bar, a deep socket, and a massive like tube coming way out here, and you kind of yank on it, get it to crack loose and whatnot. But we got it. Both of those are out. O2s are disconnected nicely. This harness has to come undone from up over there, and then that allows the rack to come out, and then this hose comes off the radiator. The fan is out, that's back there. The belly pan is off, so I can get these mid pipes off. I don't know, but there's resonator after resonator after resonator. You got the cat right there, then you got these resonators here. It's a bunch of stuff, but I don't know. And then X pipe up and over to the hooker mufflers with the valves somewhere built into them. There they are, those. So this is the straight pipe here, and then these are the quiet pipes. So a lot of crap on these cars, but yeah, all that stuff's off. Then I would lower it, but I gotta pull the Nova in. Up top, I got the airbox stuff off, the airbox stuff off, that scoop for under the hood to kind of take the hot air out of the engine bay, the valve cover, coil covers here, the foam from on top of the valley pan, the intake, all that stuff is off. All the emissions hoses are off. And I started disconnecting the harnesses up there. I think both both harnesses are disconnected and pulled to the side so that I can start working on the manifolds. And I believe they come out from underneath. At least the driver's side comes out from underneath. Maybe this one comes out from the top, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But at least I can, tomorrow I'll come in, because it's late. It's like 5:30. So I'll come in and pluck the wires, coils, then start working on the manifolds. I'll get those out. Then we'll tear the rest of it apart. I got the crank pulley off, balancer, whatever you want to call it. That's off, the belt's off, obviously. So tomorrow, basically, I'll be able to just start ripping everything apart. And then I kind of noticed, I was like, man, the water pump looks weird on these, but that's actually the water pump over there. This is just a bracket that houses the alternator and water pump and has the inlet and outlet of the block that just brings it over. It's pretty wild, that they moved that over. I don't know why, but they moved that over. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish getting everything apart tomorrow. I don't know why the phone doesn't turn around sometimes, but yeah, I'll get everything, the rest of it, taken apart tomorrow. And maybe start to go back together tomorrow, hopefully. I don't think it'll take me long to get the heads off. So maybe by the end of the day tomorrow, I have the cam, the lifters, and the front cover back on it. Then I can swap the springs, put the heads on it, start putting it all back together on Wednesday. Maybe by the end of the day, get it running. That's the plan. But for this one, that's it. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment. Have a good night.